In this video, I will show you how to lanolize wool. Basically, lanolizing is the process for cleaning wool. You cannot take wool items and throw them in the washing machine with your other cloth diapers. It'll actually cause them to shrink and it can ruin the fabric. So what you want to do periodically, roughly every 2 to 3 weeks, is you want to take time to lanolize your wool. And what lanolizing does is it cleans the wool and it also restores its absorbency. So what you'll want to do when you start to lanolize is you'll need a couple of items. You'll need 1 cup of boiling hot water. You'll need some baby shampoo. Really doesn't matter what brand. You'll need some natural lanolin. I personally use Lansino brand, but you could buy pure lanolin from your local health food store. And you'll also need something to measure out a tablespoon of that lanolin. You'll need a towel for your wool item. You'll need your wool item, of course, and you'll also need a sink. I personally prefer to use a kitchen sink. So to start, the first thing you want to do is you want to take that tablespoon of lanolin and you want to actually stir it in your cup of boiling hot water. And you want to make sure that that water is boiling because you're really going to need to melt that lanolin and make sure that it dissolves completely. If you don't, it'll actually clump up and cause it to clump up on places on your wool item. Now, once that is fully dissolved, your next step is going to be to take your baby shampoo and you want to add about 3 to 5 drops into that mixture. Okay. Then you'll take your tablespoon and again, you want to mix that well into that mixture, sorry. Then you want to fill your sink with room temperature water. So you want to make sure it's not too hot and not too cold because extreme temperatures can also cause your wool item to shrink and actually ruin the fabric. So we're going to put it directly in the center and run it. Okay, so you want to put about a gallon of water into your sink, and roughly the way to measure that is you want to try to get it to stop at about that first notch on your index finger. And that's usually enough water to cover your wool item. The next thing you'll want to do is then add your liquid mixture. Okay. You'll take your tablespoon again and you want to mix that mixture into your water to make sure it's thoroughly blended. The last thing you're going to do is now add your wool item to the mixture. So you want to lay it in there flat and you're going to press it down to make sure that all parts of your wool mixture cover your wool item. You don't need to turn it over or turn it inside out. Wool is very absorbent, so as long as it's open and it's flat, that lanolin will actually go ahead and soak through into that wool diaper. Once you've made sure that your wool item is completely covered in the mixture, you're actually going to let it sit for at least 30 minutes. Once you make sure that your wool cover is completely covered with the lanolin mixture, you're going to let it sit in the sink for 30 minutes. Now for purposes of this video, we're going to fast forward past the 30 minutes. And the next step that you're actually going to want to do is now you're going to take out your wool item. Let the water kind of drain off. And then you're actually going to roll the diaper gently and squeeze it as you go. One thing you want to be very careful of is you don't want to wring your wool diaper. So you don't want to twist or turn the fabric in any sort of way to get that moisture out. It's really just a very gentle squeeze on that diaper. Then you're going to unroll your diaper cover and you're going to lay it flat onto your towel. And then again, you're going to roll your towel up to squeeze out extra moisture. So you're going to roll and squeeze, roll. Another option to lanolize your wool is to use something called a wool wash. I personally recommend the Eucalan brand, but there are several other brands of wool wash that you can use. And basically what this is this is already a pre-mixed version of the materials that we mixed earlier. So it already has a little bit of soap in it, a little bit of lanolin already in it, and the water as well. And so where you would use this is instead of creating the mixture that we did and adding it to the sink, you would actually just use 3 tablespoons of this and add it to the sink and then repeat all of the other steps that you saw us do on this video. One other thing to tell you is that inevitably when it comes to wool, things happen. Sometimes the water you put it in might be too hot. Sometimes it actually accidentally gets thrown in the washing machine. And if you visit our website, there's actually some tips on there on what you can do to salvage your wool item if one of those mistakes happens. You can see more on our website at pootersdiapers.com. Thank you.